subscribe, and hit that bell.
Yes, Zaga, Yaga, you know the vibes. Rocking out with yours truly, Showtime Sizzle, and the source. So, couple things going on today. I see today is going to be more so just a reaction of what I have been witnessing, observing in the YTC universe. Devin Haney, right? Got a fight coming up. There's a fight coming up, man. Big fight for undisputed, right? For undisputed. But yet, the talk on the YTC is of somebody not willing to fight him, right? But I want to say this, right? For those of y'all out here that do the YouTube thing, right? Why are you guys so upset and bent out of shape because Coach Calvin Ford, right, has come out? I'll play the audio in a second. That they're gonna freeze Devin Haney out, right? They're gonna freeze him out. They're not gonna fight him, right? But this is what I want y'all to realize, right? Devin is the undisputed champion, right? Why is he chasing after wanting to fight Tank? Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't it be the other way around, right? That's why when you guys push these narratives for fighters, you don't make sense. You don't make sense, right? Because here it is, Devin Haney is the undisputed champion. Right? He has all the belts. In all actuality, hardware, Tank Davis has nothing. But yet, the champion, the undisputed champion, seems like he is begging to fight a guy that has no belts. What's wrong with that picture? You know what's wrong with that picture? Is what's basically wrong with the sport. Nowadays, belts don't really matter. What matters is your status. Well, what's the word y'all like to use? Your clout. Your clout. See, Tank has clout. Devin really doesn't. It is what it is. See, most of y'all can't get on here and speak this because y'all probably in bed with the Haneys. But regardless of the thumbnails and videos y'all do, Devin really doesn't have no clout because he's the undisputed champion, but yet it seems like he is begging to fight a guy who's basically just a draw, a pay-per-view fighter. But that lets you know who really is running things. Yeah. Who's really running things? This is the Sauce Experience. Smash that like button for me one time. I see a couple of y'all dipping in and out. We like to call that air hustling. But yeah, so the YTC is in an uproar. But that just shows you that Tank is really the man. You know, you guys could do as many diss videos on him. It's not going to hurt his status, man. The man is active. I'm going to get to that in part two. The man is active, right? He is actively fighting. Um, he's the most active pay-per-view fighter right now. Active, man. This is his third in a 12-month span, man. Not even 12 months, in 11 months, right? Because you figure his first pay-per-view, if we do a 12-month span, May, Memorial Weekend. He's set to fight another pay-per-view on April 22nd. So that's 11. Yo, Tank, salute to Tank, man. Salute to Tank. At the end of the day, I'm not going to be mad at the young player because he's active, right? And in a day and time when most of your favorite fighters are only fighting once a year, Tank is getting it done. I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear that, man, but he's fighting, right? Taking, for example, it was good to see Jamel Charlo do the broadcast Saturday night in New York with Brian Custer. Was that Abner Morris up there? And I believe Steve Farher. That was good to see him on set, right? But here's another guy, undisputed champion. A whole year, 12 months since his last fight. 12 months, man, in March. He captured the undisputed last March. He's been out the ring for a whole year. And as a prize fighter, right, you don't get that time back. I think I need to start speaking on the real, man, because too many of these channels, right? And regardless of my views, or this will get played back, just like everything that the source does. This will get played back, right? But that's a whole year of inactivity, 12 months. Undisputed champion. He's getting older now, too. You don't get that time back. And one thing about professional prize fighting, there's no union, right? There's no retirement system like in Major League Baseball, like in the NFL, like in the NBA. Yo, boxing, that's just the whole year that he lost a chance to earn income fighting. But see, most of these channels, these diehard boxing enthusiast guys, they're not going to speak on that because, like I said, they're so they do thumbnails and videos on fighters that are not even active. So why would they even be on point, or their mind be thinking about things like that? Like I just pointed out, like these fighters aren't fighting a whole year, right? That's a whole year that as a professional prize fighter, that is his job title, that he did not work. He doesn't get that back. There's no workman's comp for fighters. There's no disability. Are y'all following the source, man? But he's not the only one. Look at his brother, Maul, Big Maul. Big Maul been out the ring going on almost 2 years. 2 years. Now that's 2 years of income that he lost out on. 2 years. And I know y'all going to say, oh, it doesn't matter. They're making millions and millions of dollars. It does matter because they don't have a retirement system. And the lifestyle that they portray, that they flaunt, you got to make money, big money. I know y'all going to get on here, the ones that's going to listen to this and try to debunk it and say, oh, yo, they're heavily invested, whoop-de-whoop-whoop. So, okay. But they are professional prize fighters. They're still actively fighting, right? So a whole year of being an active fighter, you sat on the shelf. You didn't earn income fighting. You don't get that back. You don't get that back, man. You don't get that back, man. That's why when I see a lot of these YouTube channel content creators that do thumbnails on fighters that don't fight or not fighting, it's like, bro, are you helping the game or hurting the game? You're speaking about a fighter that's not even fighting, but yet thumbnail after thumbnail, narrative after narrative. This guy hasn't been in the ring. He hasn't been in the ring. What are you talking about him for? That's why, listen, and what I'm taking it back to the beginning. This is the reason why a fighter like Tank Davis doesn't need to fight for the belts. Because he's active. This is his third pay-per-view. Devin Haney has all of the belts. The undisputed champion. Never fought on pay-per-view yet. I never seen it. This is the new thing, a new time in boxing where you have the so-called undisputed champion begging to fight a guy that doesn't have a belt. Isn't it supposed to be the other way around? Am I making any sense? For the couple of people that's in here, don't feel free to smash the like button, comment. You don't have to ear hustle. You know, Source School is in session and it's free. It's free. So when you guys jump on here and you're trying to bash Tank, right? You're bashing Tank, right? For saying he won't fight for his coach, stating that they will never fight Devin Haney. But y'all are mad at Tank and his coach. No, what you should be mad at is the system, how the game is structured now. Tank should be wanting to fight him for the belts, but yet he doesn't need to. He doesn't have to, because, see, Tank is a star with or without Devin Haney. With or without Devin Haney. I'm going to say that once again. That's why his coach feels so confident in making that statement. Because Tank is on his third pay-per-view. No titles. No, yo, listen. I don't even think they did the press conference. They announced him, and you have other YouTube channels that announce him as a 3-division champion. But in all actuality, is he a 3-division champion? I know he held the IBF. I believe that was 130, right? IBF at 130. That was a legit world title. His 135-pound title, I believe it was a regular. That's not the real title. That's not the real title, but it didn't affect his star status. And then the belt that he got from Mario Barrios at 140 is another regular, not the real title. But yet, he's classified as a 3-division champion. But he is the pay-per-view star. He's the attraction. So you guys can make as many videos for Devin. Devin, at the end of the day, he should focus on his fight. He got a big fight with Lomachenko. It's a big boxing fight, but it's not going to get the notoriety of Tank Garcia. And it's sad because they're fighting for all the belts. But yet, the belts don't mean anything. It's so obvious. And you YouTubers that get on here and I remember y'all, the narrative y'all was pumping that Devin makes more money than Tank. So if you make more money than him, why are you chasing him? See, something just ain't right. Why are you chasing him? If you make more money than him, if you got a better deal than him, why are you chasing him? I think I'm gonna do a whole series on this, man. Anytime I see, that's what I'm gonna start doing, man. Because I've been doing my research. Every time I see goofy YouTubers jump on here with narratives and content that don't make sense, I'm gonna do the exact opposite. Like, y'all are mad at Coach Calvin because Coach Calvin knows there's the bag with no belts. See, Devin Haney, if Devin was really on his square and really who he is, that the narrative that you guys like to push is, he wouldn't even be chasing after Tank. He wouldn't even worry about Tank. He'd be doing him. But see, he needs Tank. He needs to be a pay-per-view attraction. Because like I said, he has all of those belts. He pulled off the Aussie double. Man, I can't even see my man Andrew Charles' comments, man. Salute to Andrew Charles, man. I got to do a hard reset, man. Because when I first started doing this, and I was giving everybody wrenches, I was probably giving wrenches to haters. And somehow they blocked you off the channel. I never could see none of your comments, even when you're in other people's chats. But that's what, one thing about the Source experience, the YouTube community, they fear me, bro. It is what it is. They fear me because they know, unlike your typical internet dude, I'm really active. And this is a big week right here. Saturday, get off topic a little bit, is the Nationals qualifier. Super excited for the guys, and not for nothing. I gotta give myself and my family a pat on the back, even if these local guys don't want to acknowledge it. We're the ones that kicked the door in for Suffolk. It is what it is, But when you're dealing with boxing and the business side and just, everything about boxing, you have a lot of jealous guys in the town, jealous guys in the game. Like, people don't never want to see nobody get ahead, and it's sad. It's sad, but that's just the nature of the beast, right? But I'm kind of excited, man, because one thing about amateur boxing, I feel this to me, right? And I'm gonna break this down to y'all. Amateur boxing to me is the purest. That's probably when you're gonna see the best fights. Unfortunately, the youngins, the guys doing it, they only getting 3-minute rounds. 3 rounds. Some only fight 2-minute rounds. So it's not a lot. But in the amateurs is where you pretty much get a chance to see the best versus the best in the amateurs. Because once fighters turn pro, right? And I'm going to tie this in. I want y'all to catch this. When fighters turn pro, right? You see fighters talk about, I took the stairs, you took the elevator. No. A lot of guys, when you turn pro, right, you're going to have a fighter that's undefeated, right? But yet, if you check his record, right, he's undefeated. He fought 5 dishwashers, 2 waiters, another busboy, a used car salesman, but yet he got an undefeated record. But he's not fighting nobody. They suck. I don't like to use that word in boxing, but when I see guys with these records, right, and then you look them over, you check them out, you're like, bro, you haven't fought one live body. But unlike the amateurs, especially when you go into these national tournaments and you fight in the nationals, it's probably the purest, man, because you're getting the best of the best, man. Now, a lot of times, sometimes you might have a gem in the amateurs, and it doesn't always matriculate or translate over to the pros. Because you could have a good amateur style fighting, because in the amateurs, like I said, the is scoring, is quick scoring. Whereas the pros is more, you have time in the pros. Amateurs is all about, getting off, be first. That's why if you ever cover amateur shows or go to, regional shows, amateur regional shows, you always hear a lot of coaches say, get off first, because you got to get off first in the amateurs. It's not like the pro game. Some guys might not be that good in the amateurs, then, we call those the hidden gems, and you see him as a pro, you're like, man, he really turned, because he always had a pro style. The amateur style doesn't fit everybody. But let me get back to topic, man. Coach Calvin Ford, man. Let me play the audio, man, that got the YTC in a frenzy. But you know why the YTC is in a frenzy? Because the YTC is so backwards. The YTC is backwards. The YTC is so backwards, man. Because you got guys on here, like I said earlier, that day in and day out, they will talk about fighters that are not active. Where they do that at? That's why Devin Haney, who is an undisputed champion, isn't at the star level that he needs to be at, because here's an active fighter. He did an Aussie double, right? In a 6-month span. But yet, you talk about a fighter and fighters that haven't fought in over a year. But here, this young man, he's a young man now. I'm not going to call him a kid, even though sometimes they try to protect him and defend him like he's a kid. No, he's a young man. And congratulations, just got married. So he's probably on the verge of starting a family pretty soon. But this young man accomplished something monumental in the sport of boxing, but yet he's still looking for that superstar status. Later for the narrative that some of your favorite YouTube channels like to say, superstar boxing. No, he's not a superstar. He's not. He's not. And I'm laughing jokingly, but I'm laughing because he's not, man. And it's so apparent, like, you're chasing the superstar. You're begging for the superstar to fight you in Tank Davis. And see, Coach Calvin probably would have never took the stance that he took if, you guys played your cards right. But by you guys, doing what you do as far as the antics, and I seen videos on that. Other fighters have done worse things. No, but it's not about that. See, at the end of the day, you know what it's about? It's about respect, right? When you are pump faking and knowing damn well, like, you're not on the level that Tank is on. You're not. You're not. I know they was running with the narrative that you make more money than him. How? You might have had a better deal with him with Matchroom, but I don't think you was making more money than him. Because last time I checked, the biggest crowd you ever fought in front of might have been your last 2 fights. And where were they at? In Australia. In Australia. Come on now. Let's keep it, how the young boys say, keep it real, right? Let's keep it official, right? Your last 2 fights were probably the biggest crowds you fought in front of. These are facts. Tank Davis, on the other hand, we can't say that about Tank, man. Tank is a headliner wherever he goes. Wherever he goes, he's a headliner, regardless of his champion status. He's a headliner. He did it in Atlanta. He did it in Baltimore. He did it in DC. He did it in NYC. He did it in LA. He did it in Texas, San Antonio. So when you get these goofy channels, the push the spread, that's what we gotta call it, the spread. Because they try to spread it out like cream cheese over a bagel. To push the spread that you are equivalent to him. You're not. I remember covering your fight at the Hula Theater many years ago. I believe it was around the time when you just had received the WBC championship. You headlined the Hula Theater. I was on hand with a couple of my, at the time, this is when I was Jackal Fitness. I was on deck with a couple of members of my media team at the time. We had I think we had like 6 credentials that time. And, the Hula Theater was packed, right? Packed. I think you did your numbers that night. But the Hula Theater is a theater. It wasn't the big garden. Tank Davis, around the same time, was headlining the Barclays Centers. The Barclays Centers is the equivalent of MSG. So Tank already was outdoing you. It is what it is. Shout out to Marcus. Smash the like button. Marcus said, well, if we speak in factual, Devin has fought in front of more people than Tank as a headliner. You must be late to the party, Marcus. The two biggest crowds he fought in front of was his last two fights in Australia. And part of that reason was George Kambosos. Marcus, do you have anything else to add, Marcus? I'll wait for a comment, Marcus. Do you have anything else to add? I stated that already. But part of the reason for that was, like I said, George Kambosos. Marcus, are you still there? Marcus, are you still there? Yes, but thank you for the comment, Marcus. But when he fought at home in Oakland, he didn't fill an arena. When he fought Jojo Diaz in Vegas, his second home, didn't fill an arena. Marcus, are you still there? Marcus, are you still there? Let me put your comment back up there, Marcus. Are you still there, Marcus? Marcus, are you still there? But thank you for your comment. But like I said, when he fought, what's going on? Hola.
You have both of the phones.
Okay, thank you so much. He said exactly. We give Kambosos the credit for Devin, then that's fine. But same goes this convo about Ryan. Actually, no, Marcus, you are wrong. When Tank Davis fought Rolly Romero, it was not Ryan. The Barclays Center, he broke a record. I guess Rolly was part of the reason for that. So let's fast forward. Then he goes on the road in D.C., sets the record down there where the Bullets, no, the Wizards now, they're the Wizards, my bad. The Washington Wizards play at, set another attendance record. I guess that was Hector Garcia. Wait, no. It couldn't be Hector Garcia. So now he's going to fight Ryan. Tickets are at an all-time high. Maybe Ryan is part of that equation. But if we go to break down Ryan, Ryan has fought at home in L.A. I don't think he sold out L.A. Javante fought, I'm going to get his name correct, Isaac, not Isaac, Isaac Cruz in L.A., where King Ryan is from. But yet, Tank Davis brought in a bigger crowd in L.A., where Ryan is from. Marcus, are you still there, good brother? Are you still there, Marcus? See, Tank is on a different level when it comes to being a headliner, a star. Yes, Devin has the hardware, the belts, but shout out to Floyd Money Mayweather, who kind of messed the game up, and we need to get it back. But the belts don't mean anything anymore. It's about star power, which Tank Davis has. But salute to Devin and his team. Focus on your fight, man. If you focus on your fight and you put the same energy into your fight and trying to build that fight, because like I said, I'm on record for saying that your fight with Lomachenko for the pugilist, the purist, it's a much better fight than Tank versus Ryan. But it's that we have to break that cycle. We need to educate the boxing fans, because the fans nowadays are TikTokers and social medias. That's why I guess the Ryan Tank fight is so big, but yet there's nothing on the line. Okay, appreciate that, Marcus. Appreciate that. But yes, that's why the Tank Davis, it's like, and I like Devin. This is no Devin diss, but this is just a diss on the game. That the winner of the winner of the Tank Davis Ryan Garcia fight, yes, they're going to get a great big purse. They're going to get a great big purse. Oh, she let her lay down. It's okay. No, it's fine. Messiah is fine. No, Messiah is fine. Messiah is fine. It's fine, Messiah. No, it's fine. Messiah, it's not that serious. 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 It's not that serious, Messiah. It's Messiah, it's not that serious. Yes, I am back. You see, when you are a full-time father, father duties always call first. She wants her sister who fell asleep on her bed to lay on her bed. It's not that serious, right? What are you doing? I told you it's not that serious. So what? So what? It's not that serious. So what? Yes, I'm back. Sorry about that. Go on your bed. Go on your bed. Shut up, Messiah. You're corny. Yes, you're corny, Messiah. Because it's not that serious. You're corny. Stay on your bed, Narina. Yes, I am back. See, when you're dealing with youngins, corniness over beds. You know, y'all both have your own bed, but you know, children, right? But back to the Devin, right? They need to put the emphasis on their fight, right? Because at the end of the day, they're fighting for the belts, right? Undisputed. It was a point in time, right, in the boxing game where the belts were everything. But now in the new millennium, the belts mean nothing, man. It's all about popularity. It's all about gimmicks, trickery, you know. Because like I stated, this is the thesis today. The game is over, man. When you are a champion that has everything, but yet you're chasing a guy that has nothing when it comes to the hardware. And the storyline today is that they're upset that the coach of a fighter that is not a champion said that he would never fight a guy that is a champion. Man, did you just hear what I said? How retarded, how weird does that sound? How weird does that sound? That they are doing videos and upset that a fighter who is not a champion said he will never fight a fighter that is the undisputed champion. That just goes to show you how lost boxing is and how the belts don't mean a thing. They don't mean a thing. And undisputed at that means nothing. This man is the undisputed champion. I'm going to just let that soak in for a second before I move on. We're going to do a moment of silence. But instead of doing a moment of silence, you know what we'll do? We will take this brief intermission and promote, of course, my nephew. April 1st, he is down there in Vegas. I'm going to drop some more content at the Top Rank Gym, getting some top-notch sparring. You know him as the Slime Master, a.k.a. Sauce Slime Master. No other than 20-year-old. Not fighting waiters and bartenders and busboys. Jihad Tucker.
There you go, Zaga, Slime Master.
Yo, man, shout out to Sauce Talk, man. We in books and shit now.
Oh, man, what's that feeling like, man? First press conference, you walking out, the people are noticing you, saying, yo, he's in that book. He's in that book, man. What's that feeling like, man?
You know, it feels good, man. You know, I actually want to get it going for this fight, man. Get it out the way, you know?
Yeah, definitely, man. But, yo, just describe that first press conference, you know, 2 days out. You know, you was on the main stage, you know, Q&A. What was that like, man?
It was fire, you know. It was real fire. Shout out Top Rank. Shout out Bob Barron, man. Shout out Sauce Talk. Shout out Jay Prince, man.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and we here, you know, and we going to keep going. We're going to keep being here. We're going to keep going up.
Yeah.
No cap.
That's a fact, man.
Cap. And we know we still slamming, man.
Yeah, man.
Still walking down, man. We here.
Man. Prudential Center. You see where it's at, downtown Newark. Shakur Stevenson card. Yo, everybody was talking about my man was in there dapper, man. Yo, you know, got the, what is that, velvet? Got the nice suit on, velour, you know, got the specs on, the shades, styling on them, you know.
Yeah, roll that up for AB.
Yeah, AB, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely, man. It's a little behind the source with Jihad Tucker. I got you.
As seen on ESPN. April 1st is the date. Dog Bay Ramirez undercard, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Hard Rock Cafe. But yes, boxing is just at a weird state. You know, it's just at a weird state. It is what it is. And it's going to continue to be weird because the narratives aren't changing. When boxing content creators, going back to what I was speaking on earlier, their main focus and thumbnails are on fighters that aren't fighting, right? That aren't getting dates, fighting once a year, but yet you talk about the fighter every single day, where you have active fighters that you do not talk about. That is why I feel that Devin is in the predicament that he is in, because he is a active undisputed champion, but yet he is chasing a guy who is a pay-per-view superstar headliner. But the narrative that has always been pushed about Devin is these guys are ducking him. He makes more money than them. But he does not move like a fighter that makes more. If you're making more money than somebody, right? And you have all the belts, what more do you need? Unless you're not making as much money as that guy and you're not as big as him. Does that make any sense? Is that a logical statement? But you can't say that on a YTC. These dudes will sit here and tell you that he makes more money. If he is making more money, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what this game is about. You are a professional prize fighter. If I'm making more money than you and I already have all the belts, I don't need to fight you. Unless I am not making more money than you and I have all the belts. So I might feel a little left out. Hopefully y'all caught that, Sauce. Smash the like button for your boy one time. That's all I ask for. I got a couple of y'all in here, man. The numbers are up. Hopefully my numbers are matched. Matter of fact, let me check, man. Please just don't be in here air hustling and then taking it back and trying to dilute the source, man. That's all I ask. We do not ask for super chats and donations. We just ask for a like, because possibly a like will put us in the algorithm and get the source, because sometimes the people need the truth. They need to know who's who and whoville. I see a little bit. I might have to reach out to my man, the Sugar Man, and see what's going on, man. Is Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk going to get it on or what, man? 1 minute you're hearing the fight is almost close to being finalized. The next minute you're hearing it's not. Yes, this is Source Talk, Showtime Shot News Midi. Say I got the man himself, Mr. Sugar Hill. First off, champ, thank you for your time. This man needs no introduction.
Sugar Hill on Sauce Talk.
That's right. And Sugar Hill, shout out to Sugar, man. Sugar is trying to become the undisputed heavyweight champions coach, man. That's a major accomplishment, man. That would be a major accomplishment. Hopefully they get that fight signed, sealed, and delivered, because like I spoke on maybe a couple days ago, if they can make this fight happen, and regardless of who the winner is, it will be the first undisputed champion since Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis, man. The premier boxing champion's own analyst, Lennox Lewis. Lennox was employed by Fox. Is the PBC still rocking with Fox, man? Or is just Showtime? But Lennox was one of the Fox PBC analysts, man. I don't know if they still rocking with Fox like that, man. I don't know. But I tell you this, when they was rocking with Fox, right? And I gotta say alleged, I don't want to get nobody in trouble. Allegedly, Fox wasn't happy with the numbers. But you can't tell these guys that, right? Remember, Fox pay-per-views, right? They wasn't doing big numbers, man. They wasn't doing big numbers. But you let these guys tell it. They was doing the numbers. But I guess they really wasn't. Why hasn't Fox released their schedule? Their PBC schedule? If they're still partnered with them. Or is it just a Showtime thing, man? Inquiring minds would like to know. Inquiring minds would like to know. I know me personally, whenever I reach out to those people over there, I've been told you this, man. They are what we like to refer to as funny style. Funny style, man. So me personally, I'm in a great space. I never was the ass kisser. Never in my life. And my saying, the vibes. If the vibes is off, it is what it is. Like, I'll see you at the top. That's always been my motto. Another one of the mottos is, if you close one door, two doors open. 2 doors open. But for those of y'all that are pro, PBC guys, what's the situation over there, man, with Fox? See, a lot of y'all be claiming to be insiders and be cool, but you don't have really no intel, let alone concrete inside information sources, so to say. Is PBC Fox still airing fights, or they no longer are part of the team? Inquiring minds would like to know, man. Inquiring minds would like to know, man. I was going to drop a little Jihad Tucker footage right now, but I'll save that for my IG, or I'll throw it on the short. My shorts be rocking. I think I'll throw it on one of the shorts. But he's out there in Vegas getting some good work, wrapping up training camp. Like I said, April 1st is the date, man. The good thing about being a professional prize fighter, active prize fighter, which Jihad Tucker is very active. You can take the show on the road. You know, and that's what real fighters do. Real fighters are gonna take it on the road and go get that work. You know, you're gonna go get that work. You know, and that's what you got to do sometimes as a professional prize fighter. But I am definitely eager to see how he looks at 154. He's looking very strong. Don't believe me? Look for yourself. So Nikolai I can't say his. I always get his last name wrong. But this is a great fight for Jihad, man. Nikolai is a former Olympian from Georgia. He's also a stablemate of Xander Zion, who speedy recovery for Xander, who sustained an injury. Because Xander was the co-main event on this card, but he sustained an injury, so he is no longer on the card. He is also managed by Peter Kong, you know. So this will be a good fight for Jihad. I believe he has one loss. What is he, 6-1? And he's a big guy. So we're not taking him lightly. Big, strong guy. He fought at light heavyweight. So you know he's big, he's strong. If he fought at light heavy in the amateurs and the Olympics, and now he fights at this fight is under 154, junior middleweight. So you know he's a big, strong guy. But I think Jihad is strong too, and he can move. You know me. We don't get paid for overtime. You know, and when you know our motto, swim and don't get wet, I definitely see Jihad doing the do.
Introducing first, out of the blue corner.
Another one.
He weighed in at 109.8.
Another
With gold trim. His record, 23 victories, only 3 defeats, 1 draw. 12 of those victories coming by way of Alaska. From San Jose, California,
Yes, swim and don't get wet. For those of y'all that know boxing and real, the sweet science, that's what it's about, right? Hit, not get hit. But a lot of y'all like the Monchisbo Mexican style. No. That is not the sweet science. That is not the pureness of boxing. The pureness of boxing is when you can get off and your opponent can't. I know some of y'all say that is boring. No, it's not boring. It is a work of art. It is like the Mona Lisa. But let's move on. Back to topic. I know a lot of y'all are upset that some of your favorite fighters haven't been as active, but yet you still want to speak about them. Why is that? Why do you speak about fighters that aren't fighting? Is that the fandom in you? Is that the stand in you? Because you have guys out here that are moving and grooving, but yet you don't speak on them. You don't speak on these guys, man. And you got it's a young crop of fighters, right? They're about to take over the game, man. They're about to take over the game. April 8th in Newark, New Jersey. It's about, I can think of 4 of them right now. Shushu Carrington. You have Keyshawn Davis, the businessman, Jared Anderson, Shakur Stevenson, man. These are 4. These guys are going to be carrying the sport, man. Right? These guys are going to be carrying the sport. But when you come on YouTube, right, you really don't hear a lot of mention of these guys. You know why? Because, like I said, when it comes to YouTube and content creators, you guys would rather talk about fighters that are not active to get clicks and views instead of talking about fighters that are active, that are positioning themselves to take over the game. Oh my God, I got a record number 7 in here, man. Smash that like button for me. Please just don't come in here air hustling. You know, if you do air hustle, you know, at least give it up to the source, man. Because, you know, the thing that's funny to me is the typical YouTuber internet dude can't give it up to me, but yet the fighters love the source. Yes, this is the Source Talk with Keyshawn Davis.
The Source Talk, okay.
First off, yeah, shout out to Keyshawn, man. Keyshawn is a young step in the game. I remember him and Devin was going back and forth. You know, you guys were mad at him. You know, the YouTube community was mad at him for holding down his brother. You guys had energy towards him because Shakur and him is on record saying they would never fight. But it was funny how when it came to Earl Spence and Charlo, right, who aren't real brothers, in all actuality, do have a little animosity towards each other, but they try to cover it up like it's all peaches and cream. They don't have to fight each other, right? But yet you would want two guys who really, right, unlike Charlo and Spence, these two young hitters came up the system together. Last time I checked, Jamel Charlo's brother is Jamal Charlo, not Earl Spence. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. You know, I could be wrong. But I didn't think they was. I know they do have another Charlo brother, but I didn't think it was Spence. But if it is, man. But yeah, y'all didn't have that same energy then. You know, when Charlo said that he would never fight Earl. Earl is his brother. Where was that energy at then? But I like what Earl said. Earl knows that he will fight him because Earl used to beat him up. See, I put it out there. I don't care on my channel. You know, I put it out there. When they used to train in R&R gym before Derek opened up the world class gym, they used to spar, right? They had a lot of sparring sessions. Earl used to beat him up, man. So I was on record for saying, right, like, why wouldn't y'all fight? Like, if you guys sparred for free, and now this is around the time before both of them were inactive. Now they're both inactive. You know, they're not really that active, right? But this is around the time when they was like active, right? Why wouldn't y'all fight? Especially in Texas. Do it in Dallas. Earl loves to fight in Dallas. That would have been a big draw. That would have been a big Texas shootout. Why not? If you spar for free, right? And shout out to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson has one of the best quotes on this. If you are my friend, right? You are my friend. You claim you are my brother. And we are professional prize fighters. This is how, quote unquote, we get the bag. Why would you want to get a bag together? Especially after we done sparred more than 12 rounds. We got more than 12 rounds of sparring. An actual professional prize fight, if it goes the distance, is 12 rounds. Why not fight now and get paid? But hey, what do I know? What do I know? But yes, y'all didn't have that same energy. But y'all was upset at at Keyshawn and Shakur. But I think it's only a matter of time. That's who Devin needs to be focusing on, man. You better focus on Shakur because word to the source is Shakur is coming. Shakur is coming. He is young. He masters distance. I know I see a lot of channels that really they speak boxing every day, but they don't know. They really don't know nothing about boxing, man. But to each his own, man. I seen guys talk about if Tank Davis and Shakur fights, Tank will knock him out. You don't think that that Shakur, right? Everybody be thinking like, oh, Shakur can't take a punch. Shakur has been in the ring with Bud Crawford. Shakur has sparred what's my man's name that man. He just fought, and that was his last fight. Shakur been in there with Dennis Ugas. Shakur's been in there with big guys way before he was fighting campaign at 135. So when I hear these channels that, well, the debate, I call them debaters. When I hear debaters get on here and I listen, I'll be like, yo, you could tell you're not really a boxing guy. You like boxing, but you're not a boxing guy. See, there's levels to being a boxing guy. You're like, you like to watch fights. You probably grew up watching The Sweet Science, but you don't really know nothing about boxing. Rest in peace to Roger Mayweather. You don't. Because if you think that, and I this is how guys don't really know boxing, right? Shakur Stevenson last loss was to Robeisy Ramirez, the Cuban, excellent fighter, Robeisy Ramirez. Shakur Stevenson is a silver medalist. Gold or a world champion in the amateurs is the highest level you can achieve as an amateur boxer. Shakur Stevenson pretty much achieved that as an amateur, right? Fighting for the gold, winning silver. But I say that to say this, right? This is a guy, yes, he's a young man too now, right? That has shared the ring, young in the game, with Lomachenko, the Matrix, the same Matrix, right? Shakur was giving him all he could handle. The same Matrix that once upon a time wanted to fight Gervonta Davis. And do you remember Gervonta Davis' handlers at the time? Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellaby did not want to risk Gervonta fighting Lomachenko because of the footwork, the angles, the different things. But yet, did you just hear what I said? Shakur Stevenson was one of his chief sparring partners for many, many camps. And we always got to say alleged. But word to the source is a young Shakur Stevenson, before he became a two-division unified champion, was giving Lomachenko all that he can handle. So there's a reason why when you see certain fighters, they carry it the way they carry it. They talk it the way they talk it because they walk it the way they walk it. Hopefully y'all caught that source. And I have been on record to telling y'all about Mr. Anderson because I was in Vegas. And shout out to his coach, my man Darren Riley, Coach Riley. I was in Vegas and I was giving guys the heads up. I seen Jerry Anderson might have been at the time 7-0, 8-0. And I was like, man, I remember watching him in the amateurs, but this was my first time really gauging him as a pro. in the gym, sparring, putting in work. And I was like, yo, this kid, because he was a kid at the time. He's still young. He's a young man now, but he was a kid. This was a couple years back. I was like, yo, he is going to really be a problem. And then fast forward, Tyson Fury came out after giving Deontay Wilder the business. A lot of YouTube channels didn't like this, right? But I remember being on record, standing on my square, because I knew, right? But I didn't speak on it because what happens in the gym stays in the gym. But once it started leaking out that allegedly he didn't catch COVID when the fight got postponed, he apparently had got knocked out by Jared Anderson in sparring with 16-ounce gloves and headgear on. And then Tyson Fury didn't confirm that, but he did confirm that when he said that Jared Anderson was his secret weapon into why he defeated Deontay Wilder. And I quote the good brother, if you don't believe me, what is the good brother? I like when Maury the manager says that, roll the tape, right? Maury the manager, shout out to Maury the manager. He always says, roll the tape. But yes, Jared Anderson, Mr. Anderson. Put the pause on him, man. Put the pause on him, big boy. He really did that. Don't believe me? Roll the tape.
Blessed and happy to be active during everything that's going on.
Yeah, definitely, man. You get a lot of praise, man, from top hitters in the game, such as Tyson Fury. You know, he's a world champion, man, defeated Deontay Wilder. That man gave you high praise and credit as to getting a raise. Just speak on that, man, the accolades that come with that. And a lot of people saying you the next one, the next great American heavyweight, man. Just speak on that real quick.
Yeah, man, you got to give credit when due. I'm thankful that he did. You know what I'm saying? I don't speak on myself. I let others do it for me. And when they see hard work and determination and they see skill, you know what I'm saying? So that's all it is. You know, he just giving credit when due. So I'm thankful that he was able to speak the truth about me and get people aware.
Definitely. Now, as kids out there right now looking up to you, wanting to be the next real big baby, man, get a youngin' something, man, you know, from Toledo, Ohio, you know, Midwest, Texas, Houston, New York, Brooklyn, Long Island.
Yes, shout out to the 702. Martin King said that's the actual fight fans all across the globe would watch. Calvin don't want Tank in a matchup. I don't think it's that, Martin King. I just think that Devin and them, they've been moving, you know, like they're not moving right, bro. They've been doing a lot of what we like to call felonious caper moves, man. You know, and the camp that Tank and them come from, that's how they give it up over there. If you know, you know. They look at Gary Russell. Gary Russell couldn't get a fight, right? Couldn't get a fight. That's just what they do. They talk power to the people, brotherhood this and brotherhood that, but no, they hold grudges. And one thing is, Tank is the ace. He does not need Devin. And Devin claimed that he didn't need Tank. Devin is the undisputed champion, Martin King, Ron the Dawn. Devin claimed that he got more money than Tank. So why do you need to fight him? You know, why do you need to fight him? You know why you need to fight him. Just come clean. Humble yourself. Come clean, man. You know why you need to fight him. He's the big attraction. He's filling out the arenas. He's fighting on pay-per-view cards with no undisputed. It is what it is, man. But appreciate the comment. That's my guy, Ron the Dawn. Subscribe to his channel, Martin King. boxing, you know. But like I said, Devin needs to just see if Devin plays his cards right, focus on what you got going on. You know, focus on what you got going on. Beat Lomachenko. You know, you got a big fight with Shakur, man. Shakur got powerful people behind him. You know, Shakur is a star, bro. You guys got each other, man. You don't have to worry about Tank, man. Tank is gonna do what Tank does, man. You know, Tank is gonna do what Tank does. You know, and another thing too, Ron. I want you to catch this sauce too, right? Boxing. I don't know when you got on, but I was speaking on this earlier. How a lot of people in boxing hold grudges. They might push a narrative one way to the public to try to seem politically correct and up, but behind closed doors, they do not move like that. They hold grudges. They're petty. It is what it is. If you know, you know. And once upon a time, right? I know Devin Haney started out doing his thing independently. Remember? Fighting in Mexico. And then when it came time for him to get his deal, wasn't the consensus that he was going to go with Mayweather? But what did he end up doing? He went with Matchroom. He got a nice deal with Matchroom. You know, in the public, they might say, "Oh yeah, it's all good. Bygones is bygones. Bygones is bygones." But behind closed doors, it might not be that way. Hopefully, y'all caught that sauce. You know the vibes. Zaga. Let's see what Ron said. Ron said they can keep the grudge talk. I remember the era for which is coach and boxer as a fan. Yeah, those days is over, Ron. Ron, those days is over. Those days of boxing are over. Because look at the scenario. Devin Haney is the undisputed champion, begging for a guy who was the pay-per-view champion to fight him. What part of the game is that? Last time I checked, a non-titleist will want to fight the man with the belts. Not only that, you will want to fight the man with all of the belts. Yo, Devin Haney has all other belts, man. Devin Haney has all other belts. But Tank Davis is from the Mayweather school. The belts mean nothing. The belts mean nothing, man. You know, the belts mean nothing. But that, yo, with some fighters, that's how it's been. Because shout out to Riddick Bowe. Remember when Riddick Bowe, for whatever reasons, did not want to fight Lennox Lewis? What did he do? Remember that? That's how long I've been around the sport, man. You heard what I said? Been around the sport. Not a YouTuber, not some internet dude. Been around the sport. Remember, he dumped his belt in the trash. Rock Newman. And that made him do that. He dumped his belt in the trash rather than face Lennox Lewis. Because at the time, remember, and they had history in the past in the amateurs. You know, when Riddick Bowe fought for Team USA and Lennox fought for Team Canada. But at the time, Big Daddy was the man, right? So Big Daddy was getting Big Daddy bread, Big Daddy money. He dumped the belt, man. So this always been taking place in boxing. And we can fast forward even a little sooner than that. Peter Quillen, go watch Counterpunch. Counterpunch, right? The Netflix documentary should still be on Netflix right now. Al Heyman paid him. Remember, he dropped his belt. He became a champion and dropped his belt. Remember that? So this goes on. This is what boxing is now, man. It's sad, but this is what it is. This is what it is, man. And the moment fans accept that and realize that, it'll be better. It'll be better. Because I know a lot of hardcore, pugilist, pure fans, they can't accept it. But you got to accept it. It's just like you got to accept like YouTube and guys on YouTube constantly talking about fighters that aren't active. But yet you have young fighters that's really taking over the sport. And that's another reason why Tank Davis gets so much hate, because Tank Davis is active. He's the new pay-per-view star next to Canelo, bro. The numbers are the numbers, man. But you know what the real number is? The amount of pay-per-views that he keeps doing. So if he's not doing pay-per-view numbers, why do they keep putting him on pay-per-view? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself this question too. Why they didn't tell him and Ryan, yo, let's build this fight up for 5 years like they told Bud and Spence? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question. He said, that's cool and all, but it still makes fans wonder why even support Floyd about to fight tag team with KSI and turning boxing to circus top ring fighters affected because of it then. Is that true though? Yo, you get a lot of people that just post stuff, man. Is that legit? I seen the post. It's like they do a lot. Yo, social media is, I don't know if that's true. With the whole Mayweather on that card and all that, man, with Manny Pacquiao. You know, that's just, people make thumbnails and posts all the time. I don't know how true that is, Ron. He said Tank's last fight won't be remembered. Yo, they don't care about that, Ron. They do not care about that. They've been told you that. See, and that's why I don't understand why boxing fans get caught up in it. They told you the blueprint from the jump. Leonard Ellaby and them told you years ago. Years ago, man. Years ago, they told you their blueprint. That's why I don't even get mad. That's why I come on here and I give y'all the source. I don't get mad. They've been told you the blueprint. When Tank was hot out the gate and Lomachenko was beating down his throat, and they said, no, you're not fighting Lomachenko. Remember, Lomachenko was like Devin Haney status. That's why him and Devin Haney's fighting. Lomachenko was fighting in the Hula Theater. Tank Davis was fighting at the Barclays. They was grooming him then. He was fighting in big arenas. Remember, they did the same thing to Tevin Farmer. And shout out to Tevin, because then Tevin went on to become a world champion and had a nice run, made millions and millions of dollars. But remember, they did the same thing to Tevin. They was like, Tevin was trying to fight Tank. And what did they tell they told Tevin he was I want to get the right term. They told him he was like a C-level fighter or something, because he had losses. He was fighting in small venues. You know, that's how they always been. They always been that way, man. If you really follow the sport, you gotta follow the sport, man. And you would know that. So you would be like me, you wouldn't care. You know the game. That's the game that they've been on. You know? It's the same game that the Haney's been on. The Haney's been on promoting Devin through YouTube, having everybody thinking that nobody wants to fight Devin. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, they've been doing other things as well. If you know, you know. But that's the game, man. Ron says, some prefer the well-dressed line. I remain old school rules and mandatories, bro. But we don't even need the rankings if we watch the up and ones who's been here, fam. Yeah, well, boxing is, listen, boxing is at an all-time low, and it's going to remain that way. That's why I think you even stated the circus and, you know, the celebrity boxing and the influencers and the YouTubers could do boxing now, because the sport is so watered down with the matchups. Like I spoke on that earlier, Ron. I don't know if you was in here earlier when I said, like, boxing is so gimmicked out. You have fighters that be undefeated, right? and they will promote and push themselves like they're world beaters. Meanwhile, they're not fighting. They haven't fought one live body. One live body. You know what a live body is? An actual opponent. They're fighting guys. It's not even tomato cans no more, man. They're just, they're gimmicked out, man. They are gimmicked out. That's why, like, my brother, he wants me to really start running with that. Like I be saying in the gym. And when they be asking me about certain fighters, and we be watching YouTube or Instagram, and I'll be looking I'll be like, man, that dude sucks, man. Or I don't even bite. When I'm in the gym, see, when I'm on, it depending on how I'm feeling, my mood of the day. Sometimes I go ham on my platform, but a lot of times I try to keep it politically correct when I'm blogging or doing the podcast. But when I'm in the gym, when you see me at the rec or I'm at a gym, I don't hold back. I came up around real guys like that, the old school, real teachers and trainers. So if a fighter sucks, I'm gonna say, he sucks. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I don't care what his record is. I know the game. If he's fighting bums and non-worthy opponents, I'm gonna say like, he sucks. Word. When he gets in there with a real world beater, a world-class fight, he's gonna get exposed. And you see it happens all the time in boxing, man. You see a dude, and that's how you know a lot of internet characters, they don't really know boxing. They just know whatever they're programmed to know. That's all they know. He said that's Kelvin's opinion. Garcia by pummeling. You think Garcia gonna beat Tank, man? I don't know, man. I listen. Anything can happen in boxing, right? But if he hasn't, and listen, being that I don't have a horse in the race, so I'll put it out there, right? And I'm pretty sure Tank's team, Coach Calvin, Coach Kenny Ellis, and them, they on this. And hopefully Goosen and them are making the adjustments as well, too. But Ryan Garcia fights with his chin up. That's a disaster for a Tank Davis type of fighter. That's a disaster. He fights with his chin up, man. That's for all his attributes, his defects. You gotta, when it comes to boxing, and good trainers and teachers and just like real professors and scientists of the game, they're gonna take away your strengths and they are going to capitalize on your defects. One of Ryan Garcia's big defects is his chin. He keeps his chin up, man. His chin is not tough. And that's a disaster for a Tank Davis fighter. But we'll wait and see what happens April 22nd, man. He said, I want him, get to Ron's comment. He said, I want him I got 2 belts from 8 months ago with folks that be on YouTube daily, bro. Okay. What's the odds? What's the Vegas betting odds, man? That's how you know, too, man. You got to pay attention to the Vegas odds, man. My video I did earlier, right? Dudes was upset that I exposed. Like, all I do is give y'all the real gems, man. Basically, what I did was I give y'all what the real the cult leaders need to give y'all instead of selling y'all propaganda. Steven Espinoza, Leonard Ellaby, and Bernard Hopkins, they always kicking it. It's like I always been telling y'all. But see, y'all get so caught up into YouTubers and dudes that that have no idea about the real business of boxing, how stuff gets done. They'll get on here and argue about Bob Arum and Al Heyman and all these guys. Meanwhile, these dudes do business together. Like I've been telling y'all for years. When the dollars make sense, they're going to come to the table and get it done. They're going to get it done. They're gonna get it done. And the subliminal was sent out, man. The subliminal was sent out last week when I said Trinidad. When Bernard whooped his ass. When Bernard, Steven Espinoza, and what's the name of them did the interview with Fight Hype, and they were speaking subliminally, like, yo, if I know it's been rumored, but you got to see what happens. If Terrence Crawford signs with Golden Boy, I guarantee you that Earl Spence fight happens. It won't be no more stumbling blocks. It won't be. Trust me. It won't be no more stumbling blocks. That fight get done. The only way that fight don't get done is like watch the interview. The only way that fight don't get done if Terrence Crawford signs with Golden Boy, the only way that fight don't get done is one of the fighters doesn't want to fight. And I'm not going to speculate on which fighter that is. But watch that interview. A lot of gems, a lot of subliminal gems was dropped in that, man. I will play. Matter of fact, let me see. I'll throw the audio on right now. I know it's not my video, but I'll play the audio for y'all right now. And I'll walk y'all through it. And then I'm going to get out of here. It's time to go to the gym. Look, I've been running my mouth. The gym opened at 6:30. I got to get down there at 6:47. It's last week of preparation for nationals. You know? But I want y'all to hear this audio. And then I'm going to wrap this up, man. You know? He said, I never believe in PBC. They lie for real. Yeah, they all do. But the PBC, it's a that's the music industry, though. You know, you got to take it for what it is, man. PBC is ran by a music industry mogul. Here it is right here. Look, I'm gonna let the audio rock. This is the Fight Hype interview. I'm gonna walk y'all through it. Read between the lines.
And everything. Are you lobbying for a media dinner? No. Okay. No, for you guys to have it. You're reporters that want to exactly. We can do a media dinner. No, for you guys. But look. Yeah. Bernard, we go back, and Leonard, we go back. We're old guys, 20, 25 years. Always. I mean, none of this political stuff is ever going to get between us. I mean, business, personal. We always share a meal.
Exactly. You think the business is going to make more sense? Golden Boy, Showtime PBC working together more now.
Each deal is a different animal, but there's a template here, and like this could open the door to more stuff. There's no question. I'd rather have this moment than a moment's past. We're in a better place right now than we have been in the past, for sure. Correct.
Big money seems to bring people together sometimes.
No,
right?
not just big money, talent, and the fighters wanted to do it. That's more than anything. Everything else falls into place as it goes. We're fans too. We know when when there's a miss on a big fight. And like I said, we get excited too. We're excited too. I guarantee all of us are feeling the same goosebumps everybody else is feeling when sinking the same little butterflies in their stomach.
So if a fight like Spence and Virgil one day in Texas, they can do big business like this fight can do in Vegas.
Spence and Crawford's big fight too. There's so many fights out there that everything.
All right, we're gonna stop it right there. You see, but like I said, the typical YouTuber that goes over their head because they so out the loop. Did you hear what Bernard was basically saying? Like, those were the subliminal signs to let Crawford know, like, if you come over here with us, we can negotiate this fight as long as they want the fight. Did you hear what Steven Espinoza said? We are at a better place than we've been at in the past. Did you hear what Fight Hype said? Basically, when the dollars make sense, it's go time. I am going to wrap this up. Salute to my guy, Ron the Dawn on deck, as always. Shout out to Marlon King Boxing. Shout out to WCS. Shout out to Jared Price. Also, shout out to, what was the good brother's name? Marcus. Shout out to Andrew Charles. Andrew Charles, I got to work it out so I get to see your comment, man. But with that being said, you know the vibes. We are going to slice and dice it up. You know, the sauce still got the moves. If you got the flow in, you need the flow to grow, the flow to go. You, Ron? I've been over it too, Ron. Yo, Ron, I've been over that fight too, man. That's why you see I speak on it, but I'm not one of these dudes that do a thumbnail every day on it, man. If it happens, it happens. If not, I'm good because like I said, you got a lot of good youngins coming up that's gonna take over the sport, man. They already are.
Hey guys, this is Tiana Tuilawa. I'm a top-ranked knockout, and I want to give a shout-out to Sauce Talk Podcast.
Thank you. You know the vibes.
This is your boy Jamel Superfire Herring, and I'm with the best in the world, the best from Long Island, the Sauce Talk Podcast. Hey.
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell.